morning students, and welcome to today's session about the data mining, in which we will see about today's topic about the attribute oriented induction for data aggregation generalization. So attribute oriented, what is attribute? Attribute oriented is oriented for the attribute oriented induction means attribute related data for data generation. Data will be generalized means it will comes from the high level to lower level, where concept hierarchy comes into the picture. So myself Saket Swanadip, and I am teaching in PG department. So let me start with today's lecture about the outlines of today's lecture, that is attribute oriented induction for data generalization. So data generalization summarizes the data. The data generalization means it will summarize the data by replacing the relative low level values. Low value values will be replaced by the high level values, such as numerical values for an attribute age with high level values like young, middle age or senior. That is called data generalization. Given the large amount of data stored in database, it is useful to be able to describe the concerns to in concise and account terms at generalized rather than low level of abstractions. Allowing data can be generalized at multiple level of abstraction facilitates users in examining the general behavior of the data. A concept typically refers to a collection of data. Concept will typically refer to one type of collection of data, such as frequent buyers. Frequent buyers will frequently buy the items, like if we purchase milk, then we will purchase bread, graduate students, and so on. Concept description generates description. It will generate the description for the characterization and comparison of the data. It is sometimes called as class description. It is also known as class description, where class label is used when the concept to be described refer to a class of objects. So class consists of objects. Characterization provides a concise and succinct summarization of given collection of data, while concept or class comparison, also known as discrimination. Class comparison or concept will also known as class data discrimination, which provide the description comparison of two or more collection of data. That is the difference between data generalization and data discrimination. So complex data types and aggregation. Complex data types means data types which are complex in nature, and data aggregation means we will combine the summarization of data, that is called data aggregation. Data warehousing OLAP tools are based on the multi-dimensional data model that views data in the form of data cube consisting of dimension or attributes and measures aggregate function. So here data warehouse and OLAP, that is online analytical processing tools, are based on the multi-dimensional data models. Multi-dimensional data means n-dimensional models will be used that will view data in the form of data cube, which will construct one data cube consisting of the dimensions or attributes, and measures will be used for that aggregate functions. The aggregation of attribute in the database may include the sophisticated data types. So aggregation of the attributes will include the sophisticated data types, such as collection of non-numeric data, means data which are not numeric in nature, the merging of spatial regions. Spatial regions will be merged, the composition of images, integration of text, and grouping of object pointers. So these are the sophisticated data types which will use for the data aggregation. Concept description should handle complex data types. Here concept description will handle different complex data types of attributes and their aggregation as necessary. User control versus automation. So here user control means user defined data types will be generated and automation function will be used for that data. OLAP, that is online analytical processing in data warehouse, is an user controlled process. The selection of dimension, here dimension means dimension table will be selected for the data cube. Dimension table like item, price, time, etc. And the application of OLAP operations. OLAP application, different types of OLAP operations will be performed like drill down, roll up, slice and dice, are primarily directed and controlled by the users. The attribute oriented induction, that is AOI, approved to concept description, was first proposed in a year 1989, a few years before the introduction of the data cube approach. The data cube approach is essential based on the materialized views of the data, which typically have been pre-computed for the data warehouse. Data warehouse is a huge collection of amount of multiple sources of data, that is called data warehousing. In general, it performs of the aggregation before an OLAP of the data mining query is subjected for processing. On the other hand, the attribute oriented induction approach is basically an query oriented generalization based on the online analytical technique, which is based on the OLAP techniques. The general idea of attribute oriented induction is to first collect the task relevant data. Task relevant data will be collected for the attribute oriented induction using a database query. Database query language will be used, that is the SQL will be used, and then perform generalization, and after that generalization function will be used. Mean data generation means low level data will be replaced by high value data based on the examination of the number of distinct values of each attribute in the relevant set of data. The generalization is performed either by attribute removal or attribute generation. So generation will be performed by two methods. Either we will attribute removal, attribute will be removed from the database, or attribute generalization will be done. Means low level attribute will be generalized by the high level data. Aggregation is performed by merging identical generalized tuples. So aggregation function will be used by merging. We will merge the two generalized tuples and accumulate their respective counts and calculate their respective counts. This reduces the size of generalized data set. It will reduce the size of generalized data set. Example, a data mining query for characterization. Suppose that a user would like to describe the general characteristics of graduate students in the big university database. Given the attribute name, gender, major, birthplace, birth date, residence, has phone number, telephone number, and GPA, that is grade point average. A data mining query for this characterization, data mining query, that is DMQL, will be fired for the characterization, can be expressed in data mining query language, that is DMQL, as follows. Attribute removal is based on the following rule. Attribute removal is based on the following rule. If there is a large set of distinct values, we have large set of distinct value for the attribute, then initial working relation will be removed. First, there is no generalization operator on the attribute, so there will be no generation operation will be done on the attribute. Example, there is no concept hierarchy defined. Here concept hierarchy is not defined for the attribute. Concept hierarchy means we will generalize the data from low level data to high level data, or high level data to low level data. That is called concept hierarchy. Its higher level concept are expressed in terms of other attributes. Here higher level concept will be expressed in terms of attributes, then the attribute should be removed. Here attribute will be removed from the working relation. Attribute generation is based on the following rule. If there is a large set of distinct values for an attribute in the initial working relation, and there exists a set of generalization operator, here generalization operation will be there on the attribute, then a generalization operator will be selected and applied to the attribute. That is called attribute generation. This rule is based on the following reasoning. Use of a generalized operator to generalize an attribute value with a tuple or the rule. Here it will use the generalization operator. Generalization operator will be used to generalize the attribute. Attribute will be generalized with the tuple. Tuple means that is the rows, and column means attribute, or rule will be created for the working relation, which will make the rule cover, and more original data tuples will be used for generalization, which will concept that represents. Depending on the attribute or the application involved, user may prefer some attributes to remain at rather low level abstraction, while others are generalized to higher level. So depending on the attribute or the application, user will define some attribute to be remain in the low level and other attributes will be generalized to an higher level concept. The control of how high level attributes should be generalized is typically quite subjective. The control of this process is called attribute generalization control. So control for this process will be called attribute generalization control. So this is about the topic attribute oriented induction. Thank you student. Stay tuned for further lecture series. In next lecture, we will see about the efficient methods for data cube commutation. After that, we will see about the association rule mining. Good morning students and welcome to today's session about the data mining, in which we will see today's topic about the efficient methods for data cube commutation. There are different types of methods in data cube and general strategies of data cube generation. So myself Saket Swarnadeep and I am teaching in PG department. So outline of today's lecture, that is efficient method for data cube commutation. After that, general strategies for cube commutation. There are 4 strategies in data cube commutation. Multi-wave array aggregation for full cube commutation. How multi-wave array will generate the aggregation function for full cube commutation. So efficient methods for data cube commutation. Data cube commutation is an essential task. It is important task in data warehouse implementation. The pre-commutation of all or the part of data cube can greatly reduce the response time. So if we do the pre-commutation of all the data cube or small parts of data cube, it will reduce the response time, that is the execution time, and enhance the performance on the OLAP, that is online analytical processing.